Hey guys, it's Michael from Granite's Agency. We teach independent musicians, producers, and record label owners how to attract, grow, and monetize their music careers. So today I wanted to talk to you guys about the reason why I believe that independent musicians and producers really need to build digital assets. Before we get into that video, if you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do that. And if you haven't clicked the notification bell so that you get kept up to date with all of the latest YouTube videos that we drop, please do that as well. So in today's video, what I'm going to be talking about is why independent musicians need digital assets. So you may be asking yourself, what is a digital asset? And really and truly what a digital asset is what you've been creating in regards to the music. So when you create your tracks and you put them on MP3 files and they go to the distribution services, or you upload them onto distribution platforms for people to watch it, these are ways of you turning your sound into digital assets that then can be seen for years onward. So that's the basic concept of a digital asset. There's many other forms, such as turning your knowledge into PDFs, ebooks, courses. These are all of the other ways that you can form and create digital assets. And the reason why I believe this is important in times like this, where we're going through a pandemic, a lot of independent artists, producers have, taken a huge hit in regards to their income source. So there's no more live performances, and a lot of the money in regards to the music industry has dried up a lot. And it's been tough times for a lot of artists out there, and they're trying to figure out how they can keep their foot on the ground and ways that they can monetize their careers. And I think one of the aspects that a lot of indie musicians and producers need to heavily focus on is how they can diversify their digital assets. So for example, if you've got knowledge on how you create your tracks, easier ways that you could sing better, or ways that you can rap better, or the easiest ways to construct your lyrics so that you can create your tracks in a faster time. These are all ideas that I'm just popping off the top of my head right now that you can all put into certain digital assets, such as ebooks. For example, on our agency we have ebooks that help independent musicians understand how to use Facebook and Instagram and YouTube advertising. And this is just a way that you can kind of dump your knowledge onto ebooks and digital forms, so that for years onward people can be able to access these ebooks or courses that you release. And this is a way that you can educate your audience. And this is something that a lot of indie musicians are really missing, because when it comes to diversifying their online structure, they don't really have nothing in place. You ask an independent musician today or a producer today, do they have anything that's teaching up and coming artists in the form of digital assets, ebooks, courses? They're likely to tell you no. And there's a huge market for that. If you've been in the music industry for a long period of time, you would have had to have acquired certain level of skill sets in order to be where you are today. And this is free knowledge that you've got in your mind that you can teach to people that are definitely going to go through the same process that you've gone through. They're going to want to know how to improve their rapping ability, their singing ability. They're also going to want to know how to do things such as mix and mastering, or the right studio equipment to buy starting out, or how to protect their music from copyright, or just ways that they can distribute their music best, what platforms serve them best. These are all sorts of information that you can put in the form of PDFs or create your own mini courses, so that you're able to provide it to people that are up and coming artists, producers that need help, even on the production level, how people can create beats that sound better, the right sort of packs that they should be using in their beats, the stems, the drums, the kits, all sort of information that comes easy to you is what you can be providing in the form of digital assets, so that you can start charging for this information. If you're looking at it like, in times like this, up and coming artists don't really have the money to pay for this sort of stuff, but you got to look at it like this is the information that you've spent years learning and perfecting your craft, and you want to be able to share that down to someone to help them lessen the blow of their journey. And what I mean by that is making sure that they don't go through the same struggles that you had to go through. So something that took you 4 years is potentially going to take them half that time, 2 years, in order to reach the stage that you were able to reach in 4 years time. So what you're doing is actually helping them and encouraging them to progress in their journey. Ebooks is something that you can create. It doesn't take a lot of time. You can go over to Canva. I've created a list of 40 plus tools that indie musicians need, and that's one of the tools that I've listed there. You can catch that in the description section of any of the videos that we've put up on YouTube. But ebooks is something that you can easily create. If you're thinking of more spontaneous digital assets, you can start looking at all of your album covers. Imagine putting that in a special file where you can allow your true fans to get it at a certain rate, and you can turn that content into posters, so they can use your previous, album or project covers that you've created since the start of your career, and you can select probably like 10 of your favorites and allow them to, get that printed out as real life posters in their rooms. And that could be something that you can even sign. Or for instance, all of the previous records that you created, you can get them put and burnt onto CDs, and that's turning a digital asset into a physical asset. Or you can create bundles as well that you sell alongside your latest releases, where people that pay a premium price get access to certain digital files that your average listeners are not going to get access to. It may be unreleased tracks, it may be unreleased footage. Talking about footage, you can release exclusive footage that is accompanied by any of the projects that you release. This is another form of creating digital assets that you potentially have watching this video right now. So the main essence of this video right now is for you to start spinning the wheels in your mind to understand that all of the knowledge that you have up here can be put into digital formats. It can be put into, audio files that you create in multitudes. It can be put into videos where you release exclusive content behind the scenes of your creation processes that you've probably got stored on your computer or your phone right now, that you haven't turned into assets that you can potentially monetize off. And most importantly, the information that you have up here is key for you to share to people that are up and coming, or even people that are established in the game, because at the end of the day, you don't know what you don't know. So the reason why I'm really creating this video is I want more independent musicians and producers to start thinking of the assets that they have right now, all of the audio content, all of the video content, and all of the multitude of ways that you can put this as digital assets out there that people have been doing. Our agency is built off digital assets because we're a music marketing agency that runs online, and these are ways that you can kind of diversify your portfolio as well and increase the streams of revenue that you have, so that you can earn more money, especially in times like this where we're dealing with a pandemic. So I would highly advise you to start looking at how you can create ebooks based off your knowledge. What can you do that is simple and easy to you that a lot of other independent musicians or producers are going to struggle with, and you've struggled with previously, in your career, that you could potentially help another fellow artist or producer out there and charge them a decent enough price so that they can, cut the time that it took you to get to where you are today. Digital assets is something that is really key. It's basically just using your information that you already have and making sure that that can stretch out so you can have long-term revenue. I think that's the key point of the message that I'm putting out here today. If you want to be able to have long-term revenue, you need to start looking at your music career and being able to put some sort of digital assets towards the brand and the growth that you've had over the years. And this is an easy way for you to be able to monetize your career. So start looking at all of the content that you've got, the videos, the images that you've created over the years, the audio tracks that are just rusting away on your computer, and start putting them into bundles and packages. Start thinking about how you can put certain content together and turn them into exciting packages that exclusive listeners are able to get access to. So this is just some of the ideas I'm throwing at you guys, and the main concept here is you need to be creating digital assets so that you can increase your revenue streams and also increase your digital real estate, which basically means the amount of ownership you have online. The tracks that you create are one tier of your digital assets, but you can expand it in regards to the knowledge that you have as an expert in the music industry. If you've been in the music industry for a couple of years, you're guaranteed to have a lot of information that you can share to other people. So this message here today is for any indie musicians or producers that have yet to think about the digital assets, the PDFs, the album cover photos that you can turn into exclusive bundles, the video content that's unreleased for the making of some of your singles or your album releases, or the studio sessions, the late night sessions that you haven't released. I'm just throwing out ideas that you can start using as templates for your digital assets that you can start monetizing based off and really getting some sort of revenue, kicking off on an online stance. So The message here today is, if you haven't started to consider your digital assets in your independent musician or producer, this is something that you really need to start focusing on, as it's going to increase your revenue streams. You're going to be helping cut the duration that it takes for a lot of up and coming artists and producers, so that they learn at a faster pace and are able to cut the time it took you. And you're also going to be able to put some of the dead wood content that you've got lying around on your computer and turn it into stuff that is able to make you money at this present moment. So it's up to you guys, really and truly. If you want to expand and monetize more, I advise you to do that. But one of the things that I really wanted to say to you guys is really start expanding and looking at your digital content and understanding that all of the content that you create could be used and expanded towards helping other indie musicians that are up and coming and producers that are up and coming. If you guys have got any questions about further ways that you can expand and build more digital assets, do comment below and ask me, and I'll be glad to help you. If you haven't already got the 40+ indie tools that are vital, that mention all of the tools that can help you along your journey of building your digital assets, please get that in the description section below, and I hope to see you guys in the next video.